The sun dipped low on the horizon, painting the land in molten red. Dust swirled around the hooves of Ethan Carter's horse as he rode down the worn path toward his new farm. He had pictured this moment 100 times during sleepless nights, imagining a fresh start away from war, away from graves, away from memories that clung like smoke in his lungs. The creaking gate stood before him like the mouth of a promise. Yet as the animal halted, its ears twitching, Ethan felt an unease pressing down heavier than the saddle. The place did not feel empty. It felt alive. Watching. Waiting. He swung down, boots striking the dirt. The house ahead sagged under years of neglect, its shutters rattling in the wind like bones. The barn leaned, paint long since stripped by storms. Fences collapsed into crooked lines across fields that would not grow. Still, he told himself, land was land, and a man could build again if he had the will. He had spent too many years tearing things down. It was time to rebuild. The key trembled in his hand as he unlocked the door. Inside, stale air rushed out, heavy with dust and something faintly sweet, almost metallic. He coughed and lit a lantern. Furniture cloaked in sheets lined the parlor. A clock on the wall ticked though no one had wound it. He ran his fingers across a wooden table, whispering, "Home," though it sounded more like a question than a declaration. He set his gear down, but sleep eluded him. The night air was restless, filled with strange echoes, low thuds, faint scraping. By instinct he reached for the revolver at his hip. Stepping outside, lantern raised, he froze at the sight in the dirt, a footprint. Enormous. Deep as if stamped by something heavier than any ox. He crouched, brushing soil over the outline as though covering a wound, but the image seared itself into his mind. A gust blew the barn doors open. Shadows spilled out like smoke. Ethan advanced, every nerve tight, revolver lifted. The lantern's glow swayed, catching movement within. Then a voice, low, resonant, and female, rolled across the dark. "You shouldn't be here." His throat tightened. Another voice followed, lighter, taunting. "The soldier thinks he bought himself a farm. All he bought was trouble." They emerged from the barn one by one, towering figures that bent the night around them. The first, dark-haired with a scar dragging across her cheek, carried herself like a warrior carved from stone. The second, golden-haired, grinned with the cruelty of someone amused by her own power. The third, auburn-haired, seemed softer until her eyes met his, cold as winter rivers. They were giants, each near 10 feet tall, beauty stretched across frames built to crush. Ethan stepped back, revolver steady though his pulse raced. "Stay where you are." The scarred one tilted her head. "Do you think that will stop us?" He fired. The gunshot cracked the night. Dust rose around the dark-haired giant's hand. When it cleared, she opened her fist, and the flattened bullet fell to the ground with a dull clink. She did not bleed. The golden-haired one laughed, sharp as a whip. "Oh, he's spirited. I like that." They closed the distance, their shadows engulfing him. "You bought this farm," the auburn-haired woman said, voice calm yet binding. "But it belongs to us. And now, so do you." Ethan shook his head. "This is madness. I don't know what game you're playing, but I won't." Her interruption came like a verdict. "You're going to have sex with us." The words landed heavier than any weapon. He staggered back, searching their faces for humor, deception, anything human. But their gazes burned with certainty. He bolted. The revolver barked once more, not to hit but to distract. He sprinted for the house, boots pounding. Behind him, their laughter rolled across the land, low and terrible, a sound that promised inevitability. He slammed the door shut, throwing the bolt, dragging a chair under the handle. His breath came fast, sweat stinging his eyes. The lantern shook on the table. Through cracks in the wall, moonlight framed enormous silhouettes pacing outside. "Run," the golden-haired one called. "Hide. It makes no difference. We always get what we want." Ethan pressed his back to the wall, muttering, "Hell of a real estate deal I struck. Didn't see giant women in the contract." His laugh was hollow, a fragile shield against dread. Searching for anything, his hands rifled through drawers, scattering yellowed papers until he found a leather-bound book. His brother's handwriting etched across the cover. He opened it, flipping through faded ink. Words leapt out, asterisk this land remembers. The women guard it. Don't resist. Asterisk. The house groaned as weight settled on the roof. Dust showered down. A beam cracked. Ethan raised his revolver, though what good it had done once, he couldn't say. The ceiling bulged, wooden plank straining. Shadows loomed above, massive hands pressing through, fingers curling like roots breaking soil. He whispered his brother's name, gripping the journal tight as if it were scripture, as the roof began to tear away. Would you like me to continue immediately into Section 2 with the same immersive style, or would you prefer I pause here so you can review Section 1 before I expand further? The roof buckled under their weight, timbers snapping like brittle bones. Ethan rolled across the floor as a massive hand burst through, scattering wood in splinters. He fired upward, sparks flashing, but the bullets vanished into skin that did not break. A laugh rumbled from above, slow and merciless. Fight all you like. The land chose you. Smoke from his own gunpowder stung his nose. He scrambled for the door, flung it open, and bolted into the night. Cool air slapped his face. Behind him the house shuddered, groaned, and gave way to their tearing strength. He ran across the dirt yard, lantern light swinging wild, until he stumbled into the shadow of the barn. His lungs burned. His legs threatened to give. Silence fell too suddenly. The laughter stopped. The air thickened, as if the earth itself held its breath. Then a voice whispered from the dark, closer than before, "You're tired, soldier. Lay down your gun." He spun, revolver raised, but nothing stood there. Only shadows clung to the walls. Yet he felt their presence circling, unseen but immense. Every instinct from war screamed to keep moving, keep fighting, yet another voice within, quieter, more dangerous, asked what resistance was worth. The auburn-haired woman stepped into the lantern's glow. Her eyes caught the flame, softer now, though no less powerful. She did not rush him. She only watched, hands open at her sides. "You've been fighting battles your whole life," she said. "Does it feel any lighter now?" Her words pierced deeper than claws. He thought of his brother lying in the mud, eyes fading, whispering. Asterisk sometimes winning means surrendering. Asterisk that memory had followed Ethan like a curse. Tonight it rang louder than gunfire. The other two emerged behind her, their towering forms haloed by starlight. The scarred one folded her arms, expression hard but not without respect. The golden-haired woman smirked, tapping a finger against her lips as though she already knew the outcome. Ethan lowered the revolver an inch, sweat rolling down his temple. "What are you?" "Mara, the scarred one," answered first. "We are what the land made us. Guardians. Prisoners. Call it what you will." Ilara, golden-haired, added with a cruel smile, "Every man who claimed this farm claimed us, too. None left. They all fed the soil, one way or another." Sarah, the auburn-haired one, finished, her tone almost gentle, "We do not choose. The land chooses. And it chose you." Ethan shook his head. "I don't believe in curses." "Belief doesn't matter," Mara said. "You've already stepped into it." The journal burned in his hand. He flipped through pages, words blurred by shaking lantern light. Asterisk the land remembers. The women guard it. Don't resist. Asterisk his brother had known, somehow. Had he been here before? Or had the curse stretched back through generations, drawing blood from Carter after Carter? The women advanced slowly, deliberate, their steps heavy enough to quake the ground. He retreated until his back pressed against the barn wall. His revolver hung useless at his side. "You want my body," Ethan said, voice ragged. "That's all this is." Ilara's laughter was quick, sharp. "We want what keeps you alive. Flesh, yes. Fire, yes. But more than that, we want your surrender." His chest rose and fell like bellows. He thought of war, of every battle fought to cling to a shred of control, of dignity. What had it earned him? A lifetime of ghosts. A land that refused peace. And now, these three, staring down at him like fate given shape. He raised the revolver once more, then let it fall to the dirt. The sound echoed louder than the gunshots had. "If you're going to take me," he said, "then take me standing." For a moment none of them moved. Then Mara stepped forward, close enough that her shadow swallowed him. She touched his shoulder, surprisingly gentle, her scarred face unreadable. "Smart man," she said. "Brave, too. You might last longer than the others." The tension bled out of him, replaced with something stranger, relief, resignation, even curiosity. Sarah's hand brushed against his, larger than his head yet warm, grounding. Ilara only grinned, satisfaction gleaming in her eyes. They guided him back toward the house, or what remained of it. The roof sagged, walls leaning, smoke curling from the fires he had set. He half expected them to crush him then and there, to finish what they had begun, but they did not. Instead, they moved with him, surrounding him like sentinels, their laughter rolling softly now, less cruel, more knowing. By dawn the fires had died. Ash drifted across the yard. Ethan sat on the porch steps, revolver gone, journal resting in his lap. His eyes traced the horizon, where the sun split the land into gold and shadow. Behind him, in the ruined house, the women murmured among themselves, voices rising and falling like the tide. He did not flinch when Mara's hand settled on his shoulder again. He did not move when Elara leaned in close, her laughter brushing his ear. He only breathed, steady and resigned, feeling the weight of the land press into his bones. His thoughts turned inward, voice no longer meant for them but for whoever might one day hear. I thought I came here to escape the world. But you can't escape it. It follows, it waits, it changes shape. You fight, and fight, until all you have left is surrender. Maybe that's not defeat. Maybe that's survival. The horizon shimmered with heat. The farm stretched endless before him, alive in ways he no longer questioned. He whispered to the morning air, maybe I didn't buy the farm. Maybe the farm bought me. Would you like me to expand this section with more intense sensory detail and dialogue to bring it closer to the *** full 1000 words ***, or keep it tight at around 900 for a sharper impact?